and we have our command car back here, which is fine. I think you could even have potentially a command car over here would be okay too. Right, but here's fine. Yep, yep. Because there's no firefighting power there, it's more about observations, but the incident controller, the fire commander, would probably set a control point right about here somewhere. That's your control point. Incident commander. Because he now has a view of all of this, he has direct line of sight view to this with the monitor. We can see the monitor shot, and he can then work his way from here all around this area here. But remember, just think about, you've got a big piece of elastic band on your ankle. You're always going to come back to this point. So then you can move out again. Yep.
IC is not involved in technically.
Sorry, the IC is not?
Remains there and
yes. Commander. This is the commander.
Oh.
This is the, now, when you say IC, so on a normal crew, you will have a commander and you'll have two station officers, correct?
Yeah, first we have commander and we have incident controller.
Okay, incident controller, on-scene commander. Okay, I see what you mean. IC and fire commander.
No. Well, yes, the on-scene commander is the one that protects. Yeah, that's the on-scene commander.
Yeah.
And IC is IC attacks
near to the scene.
Okay, so it's just my terminology.
Yeah, it's different.
So let's just call the person the fireground control person. The person on the fireground who is managing operations of the fireground, yep, is going to be located here. Yep, OC. And the incident controller, who is what rank? Who is the incident controller?
Station
Is that Kolobi?
No, Kolobi is the on-scene commander.
Okay, so let me get this right. So Kolobi is the fire chief, right?
Arffs is the on-scene
On-scene command is the on-duty file.
on-duty five-star.
And incident controller is one of the two associated we have.
The commanders, they are the incident controller.
They become IT, incident control.
It's just the terminologies that
Yeah. So in my language, the incident controller is the top notch. He's the person right up here, and he does not get involved in the incident. He is back, and he is coordinating the external resources coming in, etc., etc. And then getting a regular sit rep on the person on the fireground. Okay, all right. So that's your on-scene commander, which I would call the incident controller. His control of the whole incident. So the terminology should be that the incident controller is the head of everything. Sometimes an incident controller won't even be here. It'll be way back here somewhere. In some forward command post, liaising with their authorities, liaising with police, getting people on the scene, getting some sit reps coming through. That would be the incident controller, the person in control of the whole incident, right? And then the commander, you can call it on-scene commander, is on scene. Is right there, commanding all the troops, in charge of safety, managing all the priorities, right there in the incident. That's the commander. So, you know, I'm not here to change your terminology.
Yeah, we don't have that command. For us, it's just incident controller, and everyone else attacks. It's just one in charge.
So one in charge.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, let's call him. Doesn't really matter what he's called, right? Let's just call this guy that is an on-scene commander. Who is the incident controller?
Yeah. Same. It's the same.
Right, okay, now I get it. Okay. Is this the duty commander for the day?
Yeah.
So let's say right now, at Nadi Fire Station, you have category 9, and you have some commander there.
Yeah.
Who's the head of that whole fire station? Who's the biggest head?
Duty five command.
So what's his name? Duty fire officer. That's not Kolovi, right?
No.
Second. Kolovi's second.
No.
So what would Kolovi's the top?
Chief.
That's all.
He's the head. So if there's an aircraft crash today, what does Kolovi do?
When he will come and give the second person and over.
So this is Kolovi. So he's away. Kolovi's away out here somewhere.
Mr. Peter?
Yes.
I think there is a correction. If an aircraft crashes, Mr. Golobi will not take the position of the on-scene commander.
Good.
He will be there to assist the on-scene commander. On-scene commander will be the duty firefighter who is on ship,
Good.
extra the police.
Yes.
And if Mr. Golobi comes in, at no time he is taking over the post
Good.
of the on-scene commander.
And that's how it should be. So Kolovi comes in his ute or four-wheel drive or whatever I was in yesterday, right? And he pulls up somewhere here. He's there, but out but away.
Yeah.
He doesn't get involved in one line, two lengths, getting BA, he doesn't do any of that. So he's there to support you guys mostly with external resources. Let's get some ambulances here. We need ambulances.
That's the role of the commander.
I don't like this name, duty commander. It's not right.
We according to this play.
Okay?
The role of the commander. They are the one who.
Yes, it's not the right word, guys.
Before that role was taken by the ADC.
The right word for Kolovi today is incident controller. There's nothing higher than him. Nothing higher. Incident controller controls everything for that whole scene. And he'll be out here in his four-wheel drive. Okay, let's put him here. IC, Kolovi, Chief Fire Officer. And eventually he's going to hand over, to somebody else once he operates the police. And who will then become the new incident controller, not on-scene commander, incident controller. The fire commander, you call him the on-scene commander if you like, is this guy here, who is managing all the troops. So this is Kolovi, this is the duty commander. That's what it should be.
It's just a technology.
Let's write that down.
It's a technology.
Milik.
But it's written into your procedures, something a little bit different. So don't go, let's just go with what it is now. We can't change it now because that's not right. But I suggest that moving forward, that, this position here is to support the whole operation. And he oversees everything, and there should be direct communication between him and him. But this guy here manages the other two station officers, if you've got two station officers as well. So they become sector commanders. So let's call this external sector 1. Sector 1 external, and internal sector 2. If you've got a large incident, you can have lots of sectors.
Say for example, Mr. Guru is out. He's always somewhere. Incidents happens at night. Duty officer will be the incident controller, and the station officer will be on scene commander. Once
That's
I
okay.
be seen, then we'll
That's okay.
shift it.
Yeah.
There is a stand of what?
100%, yeah, that's okay, yep. And, you know, at the end of the day, the AEP will be activated. So air traffic control, normally what would happen, and you can tell me what happens, is the AEP would be activated and automatically there'd be phone calls going out.
Operator, be calling out all the agencies.
Excellent. So you guys don't have to worry about that, that's happening. But what you do have to consider is, you know, these resources are going to take time. And it's not like you're just going to get everybody at once. It's going to be staggered over a long period of time, probably more than an hour in some cases, right? And they're going to stage somewhere. I don't know where that is. They're going to stage at an emergency gate, probably the fire station gate. Okay, and there's a security guard there who hopefully will not let them in.
Yes.
Right? Because you don't want them all at once. If I'm Kolobi in this guy, liaising with this guy, what do you need? We need water. We need some more water. Okay, send the tankers or the pumpers that are coming in. Or we need ambulances. Or we need whatever. We need VA teams. Yeah? We just need everybody, whatever it might be. Then what you would do, so these guys, you know that at gate, whatever it is, what's the fire station gate? Hey?
Rendezvous point.
Okay, at that gate, that you're going to get people there, and that you're just going to, you know when they arrive, you know what's there, and then you're going to send them through. Then you would create a forward staging area. Somewhere back here, or here, let's just put it here for the sake of something. So we've got ambulances here, we've got some trucks here, we've got police here, you know, and now the incident is expanding and growing, and this guy is still the incident controller until such time as the scene's made safe, as the fire is out, and then a handover can begin to the police. That's what normally would happen. So the station officers, the team leaders, one should be inside as a sector, we'll call it sector 2. One team leader, station officer, should be inside with a firefighter in there, so never 2 junior firefighters inside, okay? And then the other sector commander would be also looking around, because this guy doesn't have eyes in the back of his head, would be looking around and reporting back to this guy. Okay? The sector commander can be running around and talking to guys, but again, not lifting hose. I don't mind if there's a little bit of quickly just helping drag the hose or whatever. I don't mind for that guy, but not this guy. Okay. All right. So we haven't got any of this yet. Let's say that Kolobi's here. Let's just say his four-wheel drive's there. So that's Kolobi. Incident control. Head honcho, calling all the resources in, talking to this guy, the on-scene fire commander. And it's just my terminology, okay? The head of the fireground operation. This is you yesterday and you yesterday. So, you get out of the truck. If you're in the truck, commander, you get out of the truck straight away. Or if you're in the car, you get out of the car straight away as quickly as you possibly can. You move to your control point and you guide the monitor shop, making sure that we have some cooling of the fuselage. A nice straight stream down the fuselage, give it a good cool, and then pinch the fire away and wedge out. As you're pinching away, try to diffuse a little bit, diffuse this way a little bit, and under normal circumstances, that's going to give you a better foam blanket. Rather than just blast away, it's going to give you a much better. Remember the monitor throw of these things in the Rosenbauers are up to 90 metres. 90 metres. So as you come into the scene, you could be 90 metres away, pump and roll, by the way, doesn't affect the truck. It's just you can go 100 kilometres an hour and still operate the monitor, right? So it's pump and roll, as you're coming in, as you're in range, yeah? Straight stream first, then as you're coming in, you don't want to blast the shit out of everything, so then you start to diffuse and pinch and wedge out. So this is what I want to see. Truck, the first thing I want you to do is get water out of that monitor as quickly as you possibly can. This is where the people are. Don't be fixated on the fire. Yes, we need to deal with that fire, but give the fuselage a bit of cooling because that's had time to impact, right? And then wedge around. At the same time, simultaneously, I want one line and 2 lengths of hose. One line, 2 lengths to there. With the foam branch. What have you got? What's the foam branch you've got? 10x? FP 10x? Do you know what you've got?
Yes.
Okay. So foam branch, because you're going to hold this thing down here on your leg, yes, that one. And you're going to cool the fuselage. Because remember, the monitor spits out 4,800 litres of water a minute. You're going to run out of water pretty quickly. So as long as you've gained, commanders, as long as the monitor's gained a fair bit of control, then you can knock the monitor off and now switch over to your hand line and start that cooling the fuselage and then make an attack on those fires. The reason we do this is you can easily advance forward because you're only advancing this, you're not trying to advance the whole lot. See what I mean? Much easier. All right, the other one I want you to do. One line, 2 lengths. There's a backup. Now this is going to be positioned here. And this is going to be your rescue line. So you've got 2 guys starting to get in VA here. We'll just say here for argument's sake. It could also be up here if you wanted to, where you've got direct communication with the fire commander. This line can also, while you're waiting, it can be used to cover anything that's happening under here, particularly if we've got running fuel heading down under here. Now we can, because passengers are coming out of here, right? Really important, hopefully coming out and around this way, really important that we also protect this area here. So this line becomes protection until such time as we throw it inside as a rescue line. Meanwhile, we've got casualties out here simultaneously. At the same time, I've got a firefighter here dragging this one, just dragging out that way. Drag this one this way. This one here, not such a priority, but if you see it, acknowledge that you've seen it. Leave him there, but acknowledge that you've seen it. And report back to the commander to say, I've got a casualty in the location. So when the ambulance service arrive and they need to know where these casualties are, then you can actually tell them. Now, in an ideal situation, you'd create a casualty clearance area. And the casualty clearance area could be over this side, could be over this side, and we just create a first aid casualty clearance area here, or a body dump, if you like. This is where we just bring in all the walking wounded would come over here, and maybe even those that we can actually help to get here, and they would just stay there and be managed hopefully by the flight crew or the cabin crew, and then eventually by you guys, and then eventually by the ambulance service. You don't have the resources to commit 2 or 3 guys over here to provide first aid until such time as all of this has been searched and the fire's out, or basically, under control and almost completely extinguished. Again, it's going to be smouldering. In a worst case scenario, it could be smouldering for days. But this now becomes part of this on scene where all the resources are coming. so they can then start to set up their triage tents, etc. Maybe you've got some external resources coming in, some fire trucks from the city that is able to get you water. Can they give you water? Good, you know, so you've got 1 or 2 parked here as well, feeding water in. If you had 3 trucks in this scenario, let's start with Nausori, so 2 trucks. I'd actually, myself, personally, if this was like this, like yesterday, I'd actually have 2 trucks on the critical side. Remember what I said before, take a big bite out of it. What my boss said to me, don't muck around with this, let's smash it. Let's make sure we use all of our firepower on this and absolutely smash it, because if you don't, you're going to lose the aircraft and people are going to die. So let's smash it. If it was just a small fire, maybe something that's, you know, you notice the first truck pulls up and is making, you know, just the fire just goes out, but you might want to park over here or reposition even. But for this incident, if you're at Nausori, I would just absolutely smash this, but just make sure that you've got at least a line over this side to protect this side as well. 3 trucks, 1, 2, 3 for Nadi here is potentially what I would do. Or you might even, if you can make an effective intervention by putting a truck over this side. Yep, that's another option as well. There's no black and white answers to this, right? I can't say you can have 1 truck here and 1 truck there. No, it's about the priorities. What's the number 1 priority? If we've got 4 priorities, what are they? What's the first priority? Control
and activities.
on
Fire in the critical area.
area. Number 2,
Create and maintain escape routes.
right? Number 3,
Create conditions while rescue operation. Manage passenger crew welfare.
that's awesome, guys. Really good. All right. So to really pull it back for this next exercise this afternoon, after we do a few little pose running and bits and pieces, just check the time. Oh, good time. Get water, get wet stuff on the hot stuff as quickly as you possibly can. Make some gains on that fire, get your hoses out quickly. 2 people in BA, not 4. Get the casualties off the fire ground, rescue the passengers. It'll all fall into place, I promise you. It's simple when you look at it like this, yeah. Any questions? This position here is not going to exist in our drills. Won't be there, so we just need to play the game. If you know how it would really play out when you've got those resources coming in. All right. Questions, comments? Sachin?
You managed to get 2 houses.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's coming right now.
Excellent. Are they 38s, yeah? 38. Cool. All right, the grass is green enough down there. We don't need to put another sprinkler on it. Okay.
Peter, just one query on this. For us here, we have a